Okay, today we are going to be classifying triangles. And there's a couple of different ways that you can classify triangles, and we're going to start off with classifying triangles. We're going to say by angles. And when you're classifying triangles by angles, you have an acute triangle. Acute triangle. That has 3 acute angles. Another type of triangle when you're classifying by angle is equiangular. Equiangular, and that's when all of the angles are equal to each other. So there's your arc mark symbol. Three congruent angles. Then we've got obtuse triangles. An obtuse triangle has one obtuse angle. And then finally, you've got a right triangle. And that has one 90-degree angle. So 4 different ways to classify triangles by angle measure: acute, equiangular, obtuse, or right. Second thing you're going to do today is you're going to classify triangles by sides. And when you're classifying triangles by their side lengths, you've got 3 types of triangles. And the first one you have is called equilateral. Equilateral triangles. They have 3 congruent sides. And the symbol would look like your tick marks Each side has one tick mark on it. That means that all the sides have the same length. Isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangles, those have at least two congruent sides. So you would see tick marks on just two of the sides. Isosceles triangle, two congruent sides. Equilateral triangle, three congruent sides. All right, so there's only one left, and that is called scalene triangle. Triangles that are classified as scalene, they have no congruent sides. None of the sides have the same length. Simple enough. Okay. So now let's find missing values. Find missing values. Find the measure of the sides of the isosceles triangle ABC. So we're going to say find missing values, find the measures of the sides. Of triangle ABC. And if triangle ABC looks like this here, side AB is 9x minus 1. Side AC is 4x plus 1. And side CB is 5x minus 0.5. All right, remember the tick marks tell you that two sides are congruent. So if side AC is congruent to side CB, and we need to find the measure of these sides, we can say that 4x plus 1 is equal to 5x minus 0.5. And we can solve for x by subtracting 4x from each side. So 1 is equal to x minus 0.5. You can add 0.5 to each side. So 1.5 would equal x. Once you solve for the value of x, well, then you can find your side lengths. So AC is equal to 4 times 1.5 plus 1. Which is 7. BC, we're just going to double check and make sure that BC, 5 times 1.5 minus 0.5. That's 7. And side AB. 9 times 1.5 minus 1. That's 12.5. So there's your 3 side lengths of that isosceles triangle. Okay, so the second thing we're going to talk about today, we're going to cover 2 sections because you did your map testing yesterday and we didn't get to do we didn't get to cover any material out of the book. So the second part of today, we're going to talk about angles of triangles. Angles of triangles, and we're going to say the sum of the measures of the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. The sum of the measures of the angles in a triangle. So for any triangle that you have, angle A plus angle B plus angle C always equals 180. The 3 angles in a triangle sum 180. And what you're going to do in this section is you're going to be given triangles and you're going to be finding missing angles. So here's what some of your practice problems will look like. You're going to be asked to find a measure of each numbered angle. All right, so here's our diagram. We've got a triangle. We've got a couple of triangles here. It kind of looks like this. All right, we're going to find the measure of each numbered angle. So I'm going to start with angle 1. Angle 1 is equal to angle 1 right here. Do you see how it forms a line with this angle right next to it? Remember the term linear pair? Angle 1 and 57, those are a linear pair. So angle 1 is going to be equal to 180 minus 57. Because the sum of those two has to equal 180. So angle 1 is going to be equal to 123 degrees. Now what you can do is you can write it in there. And let's move down here to angle 2. Angle 2 is going to be equal to, look what angle 2 is going to be equal to. Angle 2 and 57 and 71 have to sum 180, don't they? So since they have to sum 180, angle 2 is going to be equal to 180 minus the 57 minus the 71. Which is 52 degrees. So angle 2 down here is 52 degrees. And using that same technique, you can find the measure of angle 3. Angle 3 is going to be equal to 180 minus 123 minus this 28 degree angle. And I get 29 degrees. All right, so there's finding the measures of 3 different angles in a multi-angle setup here. Everybody okay with that? Not overly difficult, right? Okay. So let's look at this kind of bow tie-ish problem. And we're same directions here, but we got this diagram going on. Okay, so here's the data that's going to go into this diagram. We've got angle 4 is angle V up here. And then we got a 67 degree angle, and we got an angle 5, and an angle 6, and an angle 7. Angle Y up here is 58 degrees. And to the right of it is 65 degrees. Now, down here in this bottom left, we got an angle numbered 8, and then to the right, an angle numbered 9. And we've got arc marks here and here. So, don't freak out. Start by finding the angle measure that's easiest to find. And I'm going with 7 right here, because it's the third angle when you know 2 of them in a triangle. So you can say that angle 7 is equal to 180 minus 58 minus 65. That's 57 degrees. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze a little 5 right in here next to that 7. So 57 degrees. Now, anytime I see 2 angles next to each other and they form a line, right? Don't these 2 form a line right here? The 57 and the angle 6? 57 and angle 6 form a line. So angle 6 is equal to 180 degrees minus 57. They are a linear pair. So that's 123 degrees. So now angle 6, that's 123 degrees. Now, I see the same thing going a different direction. I see these two angles right here. This 123-degree angle and angle 5, they form a straight line, and they're adjacent to each other. They're a linear pair as well. So angle 5 is equal to 180 minus 123. And 180 minus 123, that's a 57-degree angle. So I can squeeze a 7 in there, I think, 57 degrees. Now, angle 4 is the third angle in a triangle, and you already know the two others. So angle 4 is equal to 180 minus 67 minus 57. It's the third angle in that triangle, and you know two of them. So 180 minus 67 minus 57. So that angle's 56 degrees. Now we've got 8 and 9 left, but 8 and 9 are the same. Okay? They're congruent to each other. They've got arc marks. So finding 8 or 9 is the same. So we're going to say angle 8 is going to be equal to 180 minus 123. 180 minus 123. But we got to divide it by 2. Because once you take 180 and subtract this 123, you've got a sum of two angles left, don't you? And the angles are the same. So you take what's left and you divide it by 2. And that'll give you the measure of angle 8 and angle 9. So 180 minus 123 equals 57, and then we divide it by 2, and we get 28.5. So 9 is 28.5 as well. Okay, so don't forget about your linear pairs of angles. They're next to each other and they form a straight line, so they sum 180. You can use your rules about linear pairs to help find missing angles in a triangle. So now let's talk about exterior angle theorem. Exterior angle theorem. In this diagram here, angle 1 is called an exterior angle. Exterior angle. There it is, right there. It's an angle formed by the extension of one side of a triangle. Now, the theorem states that angle 1 is going to be equal to the sum of angle 2 and angle 3. The exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of its remote interior angles. Its far away interior angles. the measure of angle 1. Angle 1 is also going to be equal to 180 minus angle 4 right here. Those are your two rules regarding exterior angle. Right here, this angle is called an exterior angle. It's on the outside of a triangle. If we extend this side over here, right out there, and make this angle 5, angle 5 would be equal to angle 2 plus angle 4. And angle 5 is also equal to 180 minus what? Good, angle 3. And then while we're here, let's just kind of drive this point home. Let's extend this side right here. Call this angle 6. Angle 6 is equal to angle 4 plus angle 3. The two angles inside the triangle that are furthest away. Angle 6 is also equal to 180 minus angle 2. So let's apply this to a problem. Let's take this problem. We've got an exterior angle of triangle BCD, and it's got an angle of 2x minus 15. Inside the triangle, angle D is x degrees, and angle C is 50 degrees. So we're just going to use the rule, guys. All right? We just said that an exterior angle, 2x minus 15, is equal to the sum of its remote interior angles. So 2x minus 15 is going to be equal to x plus 50. So we can solve for x and we can substitute. So if you subtract x from each side, we get x minus 15 equal to 50. You can add 15 to each side, and your x will be equal to 65. If x is equal to 65, then angle ABD is going to be equal to 2 times 65 minus 15. Which is 115 degrees. And that is how you can use this exterior angles theorem to solve for a variable and find an angle measure. Any questions on what we've talked about today? Now, while you're here, you guys that are in class are about to get a handout. You guys that are at home, I need you to pay attention for a second. Your assignments moving forward will be located here. Focus. Under this Resources tab. At the beginning of each week, I will upload pages to this Resources tab. So I'm going to tell you right now that homework questions will be from the pages uploaded to the Resources tab. So when we go to this Resources tab and scroll down, this is where all your notes are now. Your notes will be uploaded here today shortly. Here's the different pages where your homework problems will be. Understand? If you're in class at the beginning of the week, I have a handout for all you guys, and you're just going to keep it for the whole week. It's got those 4 pages. If you miss a day, that's where you're going to find the problems now. It's not going to be in the workbook. It's going to be under the Resources tab. Hope everybody understands that at home. So your practice for today is going to be page 241. (15 through 37). And then page 250. (1 through 14). Check that. (1 through 22). And then you'll need to check focus. I tell you what we're going to do. We're not going to check focus. You guys that are in class, no, I take it back. You're going to check focus. You're going to check focus for homework. All right, so you e-learners, you are excused at this time to go work on your assignment. Your questions are from the pages posted to the Resources tab. If you're in class, Ashley, Ashley is going to pass out this handout to everybody. Don't write it on the handouts. You just keep the handout for the week, okay? Because tomorrow there's another page in there you're going to work off of. Understood? Anybody confused? All right, very good.